Good afternoon. I'm your host, Jamal Perry, and this is Stormwatch. It's November 30th, and this is our second to last show for the year. To celebrate, we've decided to bring you a post-Thanksgiving episode with the actions of what's going on before and during Thanksgiving. Our pregame will have Marcelo Martinez presenting the Latino Student Organization. Zach Anderson will bring the fixings of fantasy football and the students who enjoy it, while Z Perez showcases Ronnie Preston, a Native American dancer. After the pregame, we will eavesdrop with Dan Hansen and Shelton Love as we learn what students did on Thanksgiving. We will drool over the culinary arts program as Sean O'Donnell talks to the instructor and be reminded by Shireen what Thanksgiving is all about. And here's a hint, it's not Black Friday deals. If you're not tuckered out by then, we will speak to Angel Vargas, a student from MATC who is part of LSO. At MATC, there are many student organizations to join. In fact, one of the more active organizations this semester has been the Latino Student Organization. Marcelo Martinez has more on what they do and who they are.
There are many student organizations at MATC. LSO, being one of them, has made waves in the community. I spoke with Melissa Garcia, Luz Franco, and Andres Garcia on what their organization represents and what they are doing to make a difference.
The Latino Student Organization is an organization with diverse people. It doesn't just include Latino students, but it's to raise awareness of what's going on not only within the school but also in the community.
LSO is working towards creating the Latino leaders of tomorrow, and it's also creating a plan to progress our representation in the community.
One of the main points of this organization is to represent the students that have an opinion and they need to express themselves, but they think that they don't have an opportunity to do so. We open the doors to them, and we want to unify everybody, and we want to let them know that they are more students in their position, and we are here to speak for them.
This semester we have been involved with Dia de los Muertos. One of the biggest things that we were a part of was on November 10th. There was a Republican debate, and there was a rally that started in front of the S building, and we made our way to City Hall and back over to Panther Arena.
The protests were a prime example of the need for LSO to make a difference in the community.
We were able to go protest and make our voice be heard.
Okay. It's just enough to get by. How am I supposed to raise up high when all the skills I gain in college are being paid $7.25? I am here.
I composed the poem. It was a little bit on the revolutionary side.
You know, we're gonna have a voice. We're gonna not tolerate it. Our goal is to let them know that, you know, we're not gonna tolerate any type of injustice.
Some of the points that were being touched up at the protest were a change on the immigration reform, a raise on the minimum wage. That was actually the main concern, showing our solidarity for the thousands and thousands of workers.
I feel like there is a minimal representation of Latinos in politics and education.
And they definitely have goals and ideas for the future.
In the future, I would like to see LSO bringing more awareness of our culture to people.
In the next 100 years, we will definitely see more of a melting pot, as they say.
These young students are vital in shattering generational stereotypes about millennials by showing their passion and leaving apathy at the door. For Stormwatch, I'm Marcelo Martinez.
To find out more about joining LSO, please visit room 332 located in the M building. Fantasy football, it's a time where you get in a group and debate who you want on your team. And if you know what you're doing, you may win money. It's a mix of bonding, gambling, and skill. To better understand why someone would play this, let's catch up with Zach Anderson as he talks to the students who are fascinated by the sport.
Football season is in full swing now, and while most people only watched the Packers against the Bears this Thanksgiving weekend, many others were watching a lot more football while playing fantasy football.
I started in high school a while ago and then kind of lost interest in pro football and was more into college, and then my friends started doing it and roped me into it, and now there's money involved. We've been doing it for over 5 years. So.
In high school, my friend brought it up to all of us in our attention, and we just kind of thought that it'd be a good idea to have bragging rights between all of us.
Some people might even say people spend too much time focused on fantasy football.
For that, I usually don't spend a lot of time on it, but when it's reaching Thursday night, yeah, I'll get on and adjust my team, and then when it's Sunday, you better believe I'm on there adjusting my team and making sure the best players are on there playing. So
some people can get very competitive and do a lot of research into who to draft for their team.
Not much. I'll join some public leagues and do the drafts that way just to see how people are drafting, and those leagues I really don't pay too much attention to. I end up doing better in those leagues too, ironically. So, but yeah, I just draft to see just how people are drafting, and that's how I get my strategy.
Some would go as far as to say it can affect schoolwork.
It affects a little bit, but especially on the weekend when you try and get your homework done, you're watching football, keeping up online with how your players are doing, for sure.
While it may affect people differently, it's still a fun hobby for many people. Happy holidays and happy football season.
That sounds like a fascinating hobby. Last week, children all over the United States learned about the Pilgrims and how they shaped one of the most celebrated holidays, Thanksgiving. But what about the people who lived here before they came? Z Perez talks to Ronnie Preston as he shows us beautiful Native American dances and a part of the Native American culture.
My father taught me a lot about my Apache culture, about the dances, the ceremonies, our language, the customs of the Apache. They're two different kind of cultures, because you can go to the Apache people and we have our own culture there. But then you can find this grass dance as an intertribal dance throughout the United States, performed everywhere. I wear the fringe that represents the grass blowing in the wind. This is our native culture. It's a very, very beautiful one. But we don't call these costumes. We call this our true native regalia. And I wear my eagle feathers very proudly. If someone gives you eagle feathers, it's the greatest thing you can get. We use them to pray. We use them to honor somebody. Everything that I wear on my regalia here tells a story of who I am. First thing that you notice is the bright colors, the red, very hot, very warm colors. You see the geometrical shapes. Reminds me of the mountains back home in Arizona. The teepee is our place of worship, but we worship in a teepee. That's why they're all over my regalia, to honor that. The hoop dance tells the story of our circle of life, Mother Earth. We are born as children, and as our life continues, we make our way to when we become parents, when we become grandmas and grandpas, and finally, when Mother Earth herself welcomes us home. This is the dance to honor our four-legged and our winged brothers. I'm here to show them that our culture is so much beautiful than that. Our dances, our songs, our people. And it doesn't matter what tribe we are, whether we're from Florida, whether we're from New York, Washington, California. We're all bound by this one thing called culture. And to teach people this is what I do. And if I can teach one student at a time, you know, that's one less person that's going to be ignorant about the Native Americans.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Ronnie. I learned a lot. With MATC finals and another exhausting holiday upon us, Stormwatch's Daniel Hansen found out how students celebrate the holidays.
I can't wait for Thanksgiving break. So many projects and exams to study for. Thanksgiving will be a nice break from all the stress. Oh yeah, I gotta work Black Friday. Well, since I can't enjoy my Thanksgiving, I thought I'd ask some MATC students what some of their traditions are during Thanksgiving.
Eat a lot, get the itis, and go to sleep.
One of my favorite traditions is we play this card game, and we just get like stupid dollar store toys, and it's just like a mad rush, and people usually like break fingers with it.
Well, my family loves making food. They'll make a lot of food, and they love, like, my aunt does really amazing hors d'oeuvres.
Well, tradition-wise, my mom's always been like real adamant about watching the parades on TV and stuff like that while all the food is cooking in the morning. So that's sort of something I still do, like if I remember to. But I don't know, I might be sleeping or something. I don't know.
Football, my third favorite sport. But the favorite sport of MATC students during Thanksgiving?
Yes, that is the cornerstone of Thanksgiving.
I don't. Like, my brothers do. They watch it. I'm more of like the Macy's Day Parade girl and like the dog show that happens afterward, but my brothers are usually the football watchers.
And I'm not that big of a football guy myself.
Black Friday has such good deals. I'd trample somebody over for one of those. Who wouldn't?
Would you ever physically injure somebody for a television?
Yes, I would. I would push him right into a pole like that guy did for the PlayStation 4 a few years ago.
Absolutely not. I will, though, for like food. Like if it's like Thanksgiving stuff, yeah, then I would definitely throw elbows.
Well, make sure you spend some time with your family this Thanksgiving. Hopefully not in front of a Walmart. For Stormwatch, I'm Daniel Hansen.
I'll make sure not to shop when he's shopping. Thanks, Daniel. Now, before we get back to our scheduled program, I want to go over the MATC events. On December 1st, the downtown campus is holding an Establishing Financial Comfort meet. On December 3rd, we will be having the Academic Honor Recognition Day. December 5th, we'll not only have breakfast with Santa in the morning, but the city of West Allis will hold the holiday parade. And lastly, on December 7th, the Job Shop at the downtown campus will hold a Dressing for Success seminar. All of those sounded wonderful, and I hope you all attend. November was a big time for many students as many dealt with exams and were home for the holidays. Let's take a look at what Sheldon Love found out about celebrating Thanksgiving.
November is a big month for people. Thanksgiving is near, and sports are heavily played this month. And here's students and how they celebrate the holidays.
I'm not doing anything this year for Thanksgiving, but I'm going to be watching football. And every year in football they have the six-legged turkey for whoever wins the Thanksgiving game. They always make a big deal about it. I usually eat turkey, I'm crazy on desserts. Pumpkin pie, I like to eat pumpkin pie, that's pretty standard. Strawberry rhubarb pie.
Some of the delicious meals that we prepare for Thanksgiving is dressing, turkey, greens. Sweet potato pie is the most popular thing that you can make for Thanksgiving. Also pumpkin pie as well. Although most people in my family, we like to eat the sweet potato pie. A variety of cakes and pies. Chillings is very, very popular in my family. Prepare our chillings by cooking them in a big pot and preparing them with all delicious seasonings, and then cooking them till they're very, very tender, and they are such a delicious meal. One other thing I like to prepare is a punch bowl cake. This is made with any basic yellow cake recipe. You cut it in cubes and then you make a pastry cream over it, and you can put any kind of fruit, strawberries, bananas.
For Thanksgiving, I will be watching Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears play. My family and I gather together and eat turkey, dressing, and sweet potato pies. I like baked macaroni and cheese. I use all the ingredients that you use to make regular macaroni and cheese. I put it in the oven for 15 minutes and it tastes great. I'm thankful for my family, my friends, be able to sit down and make jokes with my friends and have fun.
I'm hungry now and can't wait to eat. I hope you all have a nice and safe holiday. I'm Shelton Love, reporting live for Stormwatch. Enjoy the holiday, folks.
And before we have our interview with Angel Vega, we have 2 more videos. We visit the culinary arts program with Sean as we learn about its long history in offering students learning opportunities, before sharing a heartwarming tale from Shireen about the true spirit of Thanksgiving, which is giving back to the community. Take it away, guys.
The culinary program here at MATC has been a popular and very successful program for many years. It prepares those who are gifted in the culinary arts for a career in the restaurant industry.
Cuisine restaurant is pretty popular. It's popular amongst students and staff at MATC, and then also we've got quite a following of people from the outside where they come in for lunch and just enjoy lunch. They like seeing the students run the kitchen and the dining room and just enjoy that interaction.
We've consistently cranked out a lot of good people out of here. And if you go in almost any good restaurant in this area, you probably find at least 1 or 2 MATC graduates that are working there.
The cuisine restaurant is the capstone class for the culinary department program. So the students are in their final semester of a 4-semester program, or 2 years, and the students are in the dining room for 8 weeks, and then the other set of students are in the kitchen for 8 weeks, and then they switch.
They would go through stations as a sous chef, as a saucier, as a grill cook, as a garde-manger cook. And in the dining room, it's similar. They would be a restaurant manager, waiter, service personnel, and so on.
It's funny because a lot of students will start this class and they're like, why am I here? I'm a cook. I'm not, a server. But most of them after the 8 weeks are like, they have learned so much, the customer contact, what servers need to know, and the help, just for them to have a better understanding and appreciation for what servers go through. And a lot of them want to own their own restaurant at some point. So this really kind of gives them a taste of all the different facets that are involved.
The cuisine restaurant only uses the finest ingredients.
One of the things we do in the restaurant here is we like to, first of all, buy local foods. And when you buy local foods, it tends to be seasonal. So, things like meats and poultry and that, you don't have too much of a problem getting year-round. When you start getting to produce, fruits and vegetables, it gets a little bit harder. And so that's where the challenge comes in.
The cuisine restaurant is at the first floor of the Endo, so visit it if you want to break the monotony of your normal lunch routine.
On November 22nd, over 350 less fortunate individuals were served a warm meal prepared with love by the MATC Culinary Program, MPD Police, and the Messemer Preparatory School. The local community came together for this special day by donating hours, food, and effort in the hope that this meal will become a holiday tradition.
This is a time of year when it's important for us to remember people who are needing a little bit of help.
This is the first year for this community dinner. Messemer was approached by the Milwaukee Police Department to ask if we would partner with them, as well as with MATC and a number of other local businesses.
I wonder what the possibility was if that we could get the culinary school to actually do the food, giving them some real world experience as a class to cook for a large amount of people. So our partnership was formed and the school did the cooking.
It's not only about the meal, it's about the value of this experience.
Doing something like this just exposes the students to what they get to look for in their future, in their careers.
It means a lot to me when you have the police department, when you have a school, when you have the technical college, and you have the community coming together.
I never would have thought it would have come full circle, but yeah, it has. It's come full circle.
I think it's good, important for the students
to understand that as a chef, it's not only your responsibility to, make good food and sell it, but also, to donate your time to helping people together in the community.
Maybe the most exciting group of volunteers are the sons and daughters of police officers who are here. They're helping serve food, they're helping clean up. They didn't need to be here, but they chose to be here.
Trying to do something like this, you need strong support. There were so many people that wanted to help, and the amazing thing is these officers, not only did they want to help, but their families wanted to get involved. So we involved a lot of officers who were there and their families.
There's a lot of people in the neighborhood and the community who we know could use a warm meal during the Thanksgiving season.
I'm very happy to do it again next year.
Well, with any good cooking, there should be love put into it.
The students did a great job, took extra special care to make sure that the preparations were right, and I think it touched all of us that were involved with it.
MATC's culinary kitchen has come in and helped here, so you know it's going to be a good meal.
Thanks again, Sean and Shireen. And now with me, I have Angel Vega from the Latino Student Organization. Welcome to the show, Angel.
Thank you.
Are you happy to be here?
A little nervous.
Yeah, it's okay. It's nothing major. So before we get into the real questions, I guess.
Okay.
So how was your Thanksgiving?
It was okay. We don't usually celebrate it.
Okay.
So I decided to hang around with friends that also don't have family here that don't celebrate it, and it was good.
Okay, so you had a Friendsgiving?
Yeah, Friendsgiving.
Awesome. Awesome. So like we saw in some of the packages, LSO did a rally at the National Republican debate that was here in Milwaukee. How did LSO come up with the idea to hold the rally?
So basically, we partnered up with the Student Union Movement, which is a brand new organization here on campus. I'm actually a member of some. I'm actually one of the co-founders of that organization, and we had heard about the debate here, so we quickly, word spreads quick. So some of our cousin organizations that we have allies with, such as YES and the ACLU and the 5 for 15, they reached out to us and they let us know that, they were going to hold a demonstration and if we wanted to be part of it, and we quickly jumped on it and we organized the student part of it, of the demonstration.
Okay, awesome. How long have you been a part of the Latino Student Organization?
I joined my first semester that I started here, which was in 2011.
Okay.
And then I took a break out of school, and then I rejoined in 2014. So I've been a member since 2011, actually.
Okay. And how has being a part of LSO enhanced your experience here at MATC?
Well, for one, it has kept me busy. Besides schoolwork, it keeps me busy organizing and being in an organization. And I think the greatest impact it has is I've met people who are like-minded, and, we connect right away because obviously that organization attracts us and brings us to each other. So I built some good relationships over the years through LSO and other organizations.
Awesome. And how did LSO come to be?
From my understanding, LSO has been since the 60s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just here at MATC?
Just here at MATC, yeah.
Okay. And we heard, like in the package as well, some of the goals for LSO.
Mm-hmm.
What are your goals that you would like to see LSO accomplish, or some of the visions that you have for next school year?
For next school year, well, presidential debate, obviously.
Okay.
Works something around that, and get more engaged in the community, keep volunteering, whether it's serving in shelters or having coat drives and hygiene drives to donate.
And you were a former president of LSO?
Yeah, I was last academic year.
And how was that experience, and what are some of the differences now?
I mean, obviously it's the leading position, right? And it was you had to watch out everything you were doing because you might reflect back to the organization. But it was a good experience. Definitely don't want to be president again.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's not only that, but it's the role. It doesn't enable you to do a lot of things like such as having a voting power. And I would rather be a member than, Yeah.
Okay. So would you take on any other leadership positions in LSO?
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of contradicting myself because I actually hold a position now, but it's definitely a growing experience, and it keeps growing as you go.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for
Yeah.
joining us, Angel.
Thank you.
And I hate to end this, but it seems we're out of time. And I love to thank you, Angel, for coming again. And I hope you all have a beautiful day. And I'm Jamal Perry, and good night.